It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Deeds Brewing Company in Australia, and this is a can of their Touch On. It's a Grapefruit IPA coming in at 7.2% ABV in a 440 milliliter can. What's interesting about this though, there was a time when, certainly in the UK brewing industry, within UK brewers, there was a time, probably it peaked in 2023 I would say, where there was a lot of purees being used in beers and less hops, and that used to sadden me an awful lot. But what's interesting on the back of this can of beer from Australia is that they've used 3 hops: Amarillo, Simcoe and Citra, with the addition of grapefruit. So what I'm hoping for here is malt, hops, yeast, water to a certain extent. It's going to be very difficult to grab the water with all these flavours, but then just a pinch of grapefruit. That's my hope with this beer, just a pinch of grapefruit. I don't want the grapefruit to dominate. I don't want that grapefruit to be like, hey, I'm the overwhelming factor in this beer, even though it's called a Grapefruit IPA. We had it in the UK an awful lot. I wasn't a fan. There seemed to be a time where everything was passion fruit and mango, and I just found it revolting, absolutely revolting. It was awful beer. Let's hope this isn't that. Well, it certainly won't be passion fruit and mango, but let's hope it's just a small addition of grapefruit. So they've used a darker malt in the beer straight away, which that's going to be interesting. You're going to be picking up a little bit of biscuit malt, I imagine, with this beer. We've got a 2-finger, slightly off-white head. Tons of sediment, and I'm already thinking, ooh, is that tons of grapefruit sediment? You never know, this might be the greatest beer in the world. It might be. Thank you very much to Trav for sending this beer. I really, really appreciate it. Good carbonation. Come all the way from Australia, sent by Trav, who sends me a beer package and some jerky and all sorts of stuff. Aroma. It smells good. Malt. You're picking up that kind of like combination of hop and malt. A syrupy, malty, biscuity beer with a lot of hop presence too. Oh yes, yes. The aroma is fantastic. This could be great. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Oh. 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 That's bonkers. Oh, that's different. It's made my nose itch. Oh. It's like plunging your face and eyeballs into a grapefruit. It's like smashing a grapefruit against your face. It's fun. It's a fun beer at 7.2% ABV because you get a little bit of that alcohol warming as well. That alcohol warming as the beer slides down the throat into the pit of the stomach. Oh. It's got a creamy, kind of rich mouthfeel to it with that malt. You're getting that malt. I can see what they were trying to do with this beer. They were trying to use a darker malt just to balance off from all that kind of grapefruit sharpness. It's there in the background. That kind of malty, bready, biscuity flavour is lurking around in the background. But at the same time, at that very same time, it's like you're being punched in the face with somebody with a grapefruit boxing gloves on. It's like with grapefruits all over their hands. It's like, yeah, you know, it's like full on bonkers beer. There are going to be people out there who, if it was just a little tickle, a little touch of grapefruit, they'd be like, oh, where's the grapefruit? It's meant to be a grapefruit IPA. And, you know, I want to be smacked around the face with grapefruit. You're going to get... But I always think, when you use adjuncts in beer, I always think they should be subtle adjuncts. They should be... If it's a chocolate porter, please give me the porter first. The tobacco smoke, the roastedness, the raisin, the plum, and then just give me a tickle of chocolate on the back end. Same goes with this. I want to taste more of the Amarillo, the Simcoe, the Citra, because they're great hops. They're great hops. But I'm just being smacked round the face with grapefruit. It's like that kind of dominating aspect of the whole beer is grapefruit. It's fun. It's interesting. It's different. I'm glad that the beers I've had from Deeds previously before this have all been like great lagers, great bitters, great IPAs, great stouts and great porters. In terms of like an addition, an adjunct style, adjunct style beer, it's a bit too full on for me, I'll be honest. So it starts off as a power walk, but as the 1952 tram to Zest Coast approaches, you break into a sprint. People glare from the window as you leap on, red-faced and panting. You fumble in your pocket for that right card. Touch on. Take no shame in wanting to arrive on time. That's right, stare into the other passenger's eyes. You find a seat at the back. You've made it. Last stop, Flavortown. This Grapefruit IPA provides nostalgic vibes, bursting with tangy citrus notes and a crisp bitterness to finish that leaves you wanting just one more sip. Well, they're a great brewing company, Deeds. Unfortunately, they're not around anymore. They didn't make the 2019 kind of... I think they called it at the end of 2023. But they didn't. It was the 2019 thing that really caught them. Caught a lot of companies really. So they're not around anymore. But a great fun brewery. Rating. It's not for me, unfortunately. I like subtle adjuncty style beers.
Calling with Alexa is not supported on this device.
Rating for this
Use the
beer then.
Alexa app instead.
Alright. Rating for this beer for me, 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom, cheers.